Good evening, guys. This is Rahul Magan here as a Group Chief Executive Officer, Treasury Consulting. As we speak, Treasury Consulting is a multi asset and multinational hedge fund. By multi asset, I mean we actively taking positions in multiple asset classes of the globe, which includes gold, silver, platinum, palladium, base metals, agriculture metals, oil spreads, natural gas, foreign exchange, and equities. God willing, we would be adding more asset classes like daily leverage certificate, factor certificates in Singapore and Switzerland. By multinational, I mean we actively cover our positions at three locations, which includes United States, European Union, and India Pacific regions. But please take a note that very carefully, like I said many a times, we are a proprietary hedge fund. By proprietary, I mean to say no third party. I repeat, no third party who can invest capital in our fund. Treasury Consulting and none of the subsidiaries of Treasury Consulting ask any third party to invest capital in our fund. Please do take a note of that. Please. We all understand that on quarter to quarter basis, Paytm is incurring the losses. And I know that the compromised media is trying very hard to protect the Paytm. It is the same Paytm who got approval for IPO and they raised a tremendous money from the public. And at that point of time, investment bankers made Vijay Shekhar Sharma as next Warren Buffett of the globe. Paytm was hyped in such a way that millions of novice investors fell into the trap without knowing that they are buying a company who never reported profits in the last since inception. Millions of investors bought a company who, as of closer of financial year 21, holds around 12,500 crores, approximately worth of negative retained earnings. As of financial year 22 end, around 15,500 crores. And as we speak, it is near about rather little bit higher than 16,000 crores. But God is very kind. Millions of investors would never get to know also. That is another beauty of the life. Today, Paytm share price collapsed by 10%. You heard me very right. It collapsed by 10%. So it is not 1%, 2%, it is by 10%. Reason being, SoftBank sold approximately 200 million US dollars, which is around 1700 crores, roughly I can say. They sold about 200 million worth stake in the Paytm. Yes, I'm talking about the same SoftBank who just phased out their investment in the FTX. They phased out their investment as zero in the FTX, zero. As we speak, there are many articles we have in the public domain who are talking about the SoftBank investment in FTX, but it is very difficult to confirm the exact amount of the investments. But having said that, it is a huge investment. This is what I can say. Today, the SoftBank sold approximately 4.5%. You heard me right. 4.5% stake in the Paytm, a loss-making company, through a block deal. In statistics, in financial market, block deal means a deal which is done, when the quantity is very high. Very high. It is not 100 share, 200 share, 1 million share, 2 million share. When it is very high quantity, then the block deal is done. Although, as we speak, block deals are having variety of permutations and combinations like VWAP strategies, VWAP system, client dealer networks, interdealer brokers. There are many permutation combinations of block deals in India, and unfortunately, no one is covering that. In fact, majority of the people themselves do not know these facts and how exactly it works, how exactly block deal works, and so on, so forth. Now, as we speak, Paytm share price collapsed to near about 520, and it is a very congratulating information for the Paytm investors. Why I'm saying congratulating investors? Because Paytm is the same investors. Because the investors of the Paytm invested at 2150, which is the listing price of the Paytm. Suppose we take 520 as the rate, then as we speak, Paytm investors lost approximately 76% of their value. Approximately 76% of their value, which is a beautiful information, because it means if you invested 100 per 100 rupees, then you lost approximately 76, which means currently you left with only 20 rupees. And the most beautiful thing is that many Indian mutual funds, especially equity driven mutual funds, they also invested in the Paytm. The reason being, the reason being, you know, the reason why did they invested in the Paytm. Now Paytm share price is falling. Today it has fallen by approximately 10%. But there is a more big news than we have on the Paytm. Please check internet and see about the SoftBank. Basically, the biggest investor, the godfather of these loss-making startups. You would be very surprised to know that, according to the public information, I repeat, according to the public information, SoftBank Vision Fund reported nearly 50 billion. You heard me very right. Nearly 50 billion dollar of losses in the last 6 months. $650 billion in the last 6 months. The shares, basically the Paytm shares was bought by hedge funds like Millennium Capital, Security Capital, and there are many more central banks also who bought the Paytm. Common sense, they all are in losses. As of September end, SoftBank had 17.5% stake in the Paytm, which practically they sold 4.5% today, which means they left with around 13% stake in the Paytm, practically. And I'm sure that they would be selling this also very soon. Another glaring statistics which is coming is that SoftBank invested 1.6 billion US dollars in Paytm. So this is their buying price, you can say. And today, not today, yesterday, which is, the, I would say, Wednesday, because today is Thursday. Yesterday valuation is $900 million, which means Paytm already gave a loss of around 700 million US dollars to SoftBank. This is a highly congratulating news for SoftBank. Reason being, it is the same SoftBank who is losing again and again. Guys, I'm telling you one thing very clearly and openly. To me, it hardly matters how many views, like, dislike, comments, and all these things I get on my videos. To me, these things really matters. It never matters. This loss making startup structure has to collapse, and it is collapsing. Like Udan lost, cut around 1000 employees, contractual and non-contractual both, according to public information. An academy on a regular basis cutting job, Byju's is cutting job, Vedantu, and the list is very very long. Guys, remember that in a long run, only company will survive who is profitable. Because if you are not profitable in nature, if the product or a service or maybe whatever you are selling is not profitable in nature, you cannot survive for a longer period of time. And you would be very surprised to know that in September quarter, the quarter which just ended, Paytm again lost it. Means they again reported the losses. And as always, they fired another, I would say, bluff in the market, which is they are looking for profitability. Of course, they are looking for profitability because this bluff they are saying from the last 3 years in the market. They are saying from the last 3 years in the market. This bluff they have to say because it is only this bluff which is saving Paytm in the market. Goldman Sachs, Citibank, JP Morgan, and many others, Einstein and Edison's, gave hefty targets of the Paytm. And I'm sure that millions of investors would have bought Paytm hoping that it will touch 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. Please check the annual sales of Paytm. Please check the annual sales and then see the losses. Guys, almost almost 16,000 crores worth of negative retained earnings. Almost 16,000 crores. Do remember one thing very clearly, that there is something known as accounting, there is something known as going concern principle. And I'm telling you right away that these principles won't be able to save Paytm. Their auditors, please check which big four is the auditor of the Paytm. The audit and the auditors have to, at a given point of time, raise their hands. See what is happening in FTX, a crypto exchange. See what is happening. 6 months ago, this FTX was $32 billion valuation company. $32 billion was the net worth of the CEO. $32 billion. I'm talking about a company who founded very recently. Today, this company is bankruptcy. So many news is coming in the public. News is coming. 10 people sitting in Bahamas running this exchange. The total liabilities, according to the organization, is between 10 to 50 billion. You heard me very right. 10 to 50 billion dollars. The total asset is also 10 to 50 billion, but how many of them are liquid asset, that is really a matter of concern. Rest I leave to you, but me and my fund is very clear, which is proprietary, which means third party investment is not possible. Me and my fund is very clear that we will not invest a single rupee in a loss making company. Whether this is Byju's, whether this is PhonePe, this is so-called Flipkart, Paytm, Zomato, Swiggy, Policy Bazaar, your Nika, and all these companies. Because 6 months ago, people made the FTX CEO, Mr. SBF, as Warren Buffett. Few treated them as more than Warren Buffett. But eventually he collapsed. Why? You cannot run your system on a shoddy promises. You are supposed to be profitable. That's a first and foremost thing you are supposed to do. First and foremost thing you are supposed to do. Anyways, this is Rahul Magan here as a CEO Treasury Consulting. You're most welcome to have my personal contact detail, which is +91 and Indian code 9899242978. I repeat, +91 9899242978. Alternatively, you are welcome to visit our fixed income platform www.fixedincome.global. Let me repeat, www.fixedincome.global. Be rest assured, what is going and what you are watching, this is just a demo. The whole picture is on the way. Please be rest assured, And if you are having a full focus on the research, then you must be knowing what I'm talking it about. Thank you very much, guys, and have a great time ahead. Thank you.